There are faces that make you look twice. But Monica Bellucci is different. Once you look, you cannot look away. Not because she fits familiar standards of beauty, but because every time she appears, she turns beauty into something dangerous, hypnotic, and untouchable. Hollywood never knew what to do with her. Too sensual for the girl next door, too profound to be a mere ornament beside a leading man, too real to be trapped in any mold. And for that, they feared her. She didn't rise from Paris runways with a supermodel's height. She didn't graduate from an elite film school in Rome or New York. She came from Umbria, a quiet agricultural region of Italy where olive trees outnumber lights and summers drift by slowly. But from that seemingly ordinary place, an icon was born. Monica Bellucci never chased the spotlight. The spotlight chased her. That gaze, eyes as deep as black holes, both alluring and dangerous, changed how the world understood beauty. It forced Italian fashion houses to rewrite their standards. It made French directors call her cinema's new obsession. And it even made James Bond, the immortal symbol of masculinity, bow before her commanding presence. In an era when women were expected to be just beautiful enough, Monica chose to be beautiful to the point of defiance, defying fashion, defying cinema, defying society's tolerance. And by doing so, she carved her name into history, not just as a star, but as a new definition of presence itself. For Monica Bellucci, beauty was never a gift. It was a sentence. But instead of running from it, she faced it and turned it into a weapon. This is not just the story of an actress. This is the story of a woman who forced the world to bow to one simple truth. Beauty doesn't need to be perfect. It only needs to be real. Before becoming an icon, Monica Bellucci was just a girl from Città di Castello, a small town in Umbria, Italy. There were no neon lights, no runways, no red carpets, only cobblestone streets, endless olive groves, and a silence woven into daily life. In that quiet landscape, Monica grew up as a paradox. Her father was a farmer, her mother an amateur painter. A family with no artistic tradition, no power, no fame. Yet even as a teenager, Monica was something excessive for that setting. Her beauty was too much, too different. People didn't see her as part of the scenery, but as a fracture in its stillness. At 18, Monica left home to study law at the University of Perugia. She wanted to be a lawyer, to work in international courts. No dream of becoming a supermodel. No plan to step onto the big screen. Only one simple goal: to find her place in the world through reason, not through appearance. But the world had other plans for her. To pay tuition, Monica took a part-time job as a model in a small studio. Her first photos, shot on black and white film, no makeup, no poses, left photographers silent. No one told her to pose. They only said, "Don't do anything. Just stand there." And it was that silent presence, without technique, without effort, that set her apart. She wasn't just beautiful. She had something the camera could never resist: the ability to tell a story with her eyes. It didn't take long before Milan called her name. The heart of Italian fashion, a place where only extraordinary faces survive, opened its doors to her. Monica accepted. But in her mind, it was still just a way to keep studying law. She never believed fashion would be her life's path. Yet once the lights hit her, once the lens found her, the world would no longer allow Monica Bellucci to remain just an ordinary student. She had begun a journey into something she could never turn back from. In the early 1990s, Milan burned bright with names like Naomi Campbell, Claudia Schiffer, Cindy Crawford. The runway was a battlefield where only the tall, thin, and ice-cold could survive. Monica Bellucci, 1.70 meters tall, full-bodied, moving at her own slow rhythm, seemed almost out of place. But she had something no one else did: presence. Monica didn't need long strides. She didn't need the perfect turn. She only had to stand still and the room would fall silent. Her beauty wasn't meant to be compared. It was meant to be remembered. Italian fashion houses noticed quickly. Dolce and Gabbana chose her as the face of their perfume campaign. Monica, in a black lace dress on the ancient streets of Palermo, shook the fashion world. Sensual, sacred, defiant. From there, she graced the covers of Vogue, Elle, Harper's Bazaar, not as a top model running shows, but as a phenomenon. Yet for Monica, fashion was only a passage. Cinema was the true door. In 1992, Francis Ford Coppola was preparing Bram Stoker's Dracula. He wanted a face that could enchant the audience in just seconds. A photographer in Milan sent him Monica's photo. Coppola didn't need an audition. He simply said, "Bring her to London." In the film, she played a vampire. Almost no lines, only minutes on screen. But with a single glance, she stopped audiences in their tracks. A small role, yet a sign. The screen had discovered something new. The true milestone came with L'Appartement, 1996. Monica played Lisa, mysterious, seductive, fragile. The film earned her a César nomination for Most Promising Actress and placed Monica Bellucci on the map of French cinema. People realized she wasn't just a face, she could act. She could make audiences forget her beauty and see the pain and darkness within her characters. In a decade obsessed with supermodel perfection and Hollywood blockbusters, Monica arrived as a paradox. A woman mature, sensual, layered, unapologetic about all of it. From Umbria to Milan, from Milan to Paris, from law student to movie star. It all happened as if she never pursued it, but the world simply refused to let her go. Every career has its cracks, but for Monica Bellucci, they were never signs of decline. They were acts of refusal. Hollywood never knew what to do with her. In the 2000s, as America churned out endless Girls Next Door and predictable blonde bombshells, Monica became a paradox. Too mature to play ingenues, too independent to settle for the gentle mother, and too sensual to be embraced as just another relatable character. One Hollywood director once admitted, "Monica Bellucci is so beautiful. No one believes she could ever have a problem in her life." And that is cinema's obstacle with her. It sounded like a compliment. In truth, it was a sentence. Hollywood punishes beauty with empty roles. The seductive mistress, the sultry queen, the femme fatale with no soul. The scripts that reached Monica's hands all began to look the same, and she said no more often than yes. In an interview with The Guardian, Monica was blunt. "I don't want to be decoration. If cinema only sees me that way, I'd rather not be part of it." That defiance slowly erased her from American blockbusters. Big movies grew fewer. Instead, she chose European art films, where women were still allowed to be complex, not flat symbols. But the deepest cracks weren't in her career. They came from her private life. In 2013, Monica Bellucci and Vincent Cassel, long hailed as the power couple of French cinema, admired for their raw chemistry in Doberman and Irreversible, ended their 14-year marriage. No scandal, no public fight, just a short press release. Monica said nothing. Vincent stayed silent. Yet to the public, it felt like a symbol breaking apart. For years, they had been seen as the embodiment of passion and freedom. When they separated, people asked themselves, if even Monica Bellucci couldn't hold on to love, who could? Monica never explained. She only offered one line in a later interview. Nothing lasts forever. What matters most is respect. After that, she appeared less often, choosing small independent films, serving as a canned juror, retreating quietly into her own life. No longer the center of attention, but never gone. It was as if she had entered another chapter, stepping back to keep her dignity intact. In Hollywood, they called it losing ground. But to Monica, it was simply a journey back to herself. In Hollywood, when women turn 50, they often vanish from the screen. It's the unspoken rule. But Monica Bellucci did not vanish. In 2015, she appeared in Spectre and became the oldest Bond girl in cinema history. Her character, Lucia Sciarra, was not the youthful beauty waiting for Bond's rescue. She was a powerful widow, cold, magnetic, and alluring in a way that forced James Bond himself to pause. Daniel Craig once admitted, "Monica made me change the way I acted." With her, Bond was no longer the one in control. That moment didn't just change how audiences saw a Bond girl, it sent a message. Sensuality, intelligence, and depth have no expiration date. Off screen, Monica continued to command every red carpet. In Cannes, Venice, Paris, she never chased trends, never tried to look younger, never tried to reinvent herself. Always black dresses, silk, lace, classic cuts, minimal makeup. And it was this loyalty to herself that made her the standard. In fashion, Monica remained one of the most sought-after faces. Ella made headlines when it put her on the cover while she was pregnant, defying the outdated belief that women's bodies are only admirable when young and slim. In 2017, she hosted the opening of the Cannes Film Festival, stepping out in a black lace gown, regal and unapologetic, as if declaring, "Time may change everything, but it cannot dim presence." In an interview, Monica once said, "For me, age is not an enemy. It's proof that I have lived, that I have loved, that I have experienced." Those words echoed across an industry that has long treated age as the end. European cinema continued to offer her meaningful roles, from Italian and French art films to The Man Who Sold His Skin, 2020, an Oscar nominee. She never chased box office numbers. Instead, she became a lasting symbol, the eternal woman. Today, when people look back at Monica Bellucci's journey, they don't just see a movie star or a fashion icon. They see a woman who never compromised, who never tried to fight time. She walked with it. And in doing so, she turned herself into part of history, of cinema, of fashion, of beauty itself. A beauty that needs no definition, no apology, and can never be forgotten. In a backstage photograph taken in the late 1990s, Monica Bellucci sits quietly in a small room in Milan. She wears a simple black dress, her hair loose, a glass of water in her hand. Around her, there is chaos. Stylists rushing, lights flashing, assistants talking over one another. Yet, in the middle of all that noise, Monica sits still, as if the world around her could not touch her. That moment, simple yet haunting, is the essence of Monica Bellucci, a woman who does not need to do much, only to exist, and everything must stop to look. Her journey was never a story of climbing ladders of power, not about chasing roles, conquering the box office, or scandals rewriting the rules. Monica followed a different path: deliberate silence, conscious choices, and a pride that needed no explanation. From a girl in rural Umbria dreaming of becoming a lawyer, to the face of Milan fashion, to a French cinema star, to a Bond girl at 50, none of it followed a script. Yet in the end, the world had to admit, she is an icon. Not an icon because the media built her, but an icon because no one else could replace her. Monica once said, "I don't believe in perfection. I believe in authenticity, and that is her legacy." In a world constantly chasing new faces and fleeting glory, Monica Bellucci endures like a slow, burning light that never goes out. When the world calls her the eternal woman, it isn't just a poetic phrase, it is the truth. Because Monica Bellucci did not just redefine beauty, she redefined what it means to live as a woman. Unapologetic, uncompromising, and unafraid to disappear. And when the curtain falls, people still remember her, not only for how she looked, but for a presence impossible to forget.